Yes, I still have Christmas decorations up in July. Moving along, if you hear a lot of thumping, crashing, and banging in the background, there's a bunch of college guys that live upstairs, and yeah, they make noise all hours, so hopefully it'll be relatively quiet during this, but they've been thumping around a bit today. Okay, now, there is something that a lot of you have been asking me about, and I've answered a few of you, but I figured, you know what, I'm getting asked this same pair of questions so much lately, I should really just do a video about it and answer everybody simultaneously, whether you've asked before or whether you haven't asked yet, but we're planning to. And those questions are this. Hey, Zarin Izarak, what do you think about the Predator Ultimate Hunter Edition on Blu-ray? The other question is, hey, Zarin Izarak, have you heard about the new Alien Anthology set coming out on Blu-ray? Do you think it'll be worth it? And have you seen the cool collector's packaging that looks like an alien egg? Yes, I've been following the Alien Anthology news basically since it was first announced, back when it was still in rumor territory, so I am 100% fully aware of it. And cautiously looking forward to it, and I'll explain why, because it actually kind of relates to my feelings on the Predator Hunter Ultimate Edition, and that's what we're going to talk about today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back, and greetings everyone, because I think I forgot to say that before. How many more times? How many more times will we need to get a re-release of this before they actually do it right? Oh boy. Alright. First thing, turn on your annotations when you're watching my videos. The reason being, I'm trying to cross-reference my videos a little more properly, so it's easier for you guys to find stuff when I refer back to other videos and whatnot. So, for example, ta-da! If you click on that, it should be right around there. If you click on that, that'll take you to a video I did a while ago where I talked about this quite a lot. And about, well, how my primary complaint with a lot of Blu-ray releases at the time was that either that they didn't carry over the extras from the previous DVD editions, or in the case of Predator, which was like the biggest offender of all, they used the same cover as the special edition DVD, yet had none of the content from it on the Blu-ray. So, like, they used the same cover on the Blu-ray as they had on the special edition DVD, so it was like blatantly deceptive. And that was just wrong. That was just plain wrong. Anyway, if you click on that link there, that'll take you to the video where I was talking about that, and that'll give you all the background info you need to see where I'm coming from on this one. You back now? Okay. Anyway, I'll be doing that a lot more in my videos from now on, just because often I'll refer back to another video and people will be saying, well, I can't find it. Where is it? So I'm just going to make it super easy for you. Honestly, I don't know why I haven't done that before. Like, it's just common sense. The feature is there. Why not use it, right? Alright, so enough about that. Predator. Okay, so when I first heard about the Predator Ultimate Hunter Edition coming out on Blu-ray, I was really excited because it sounded like all the extras were finally going to be there. And I was further excited because they said they were doing a whole new transfer from scratch using the AVC codec, which, as you know, I've mentioned on occasion, is the sharpest of the two main codecs that they use on Blu-ray. There's AVC and VC1. They're both beautiful, but I mean, AVC has a slight edge in sharpness. So and I'm willing to wager a lot of you, were very excited to hear about this new edition coming out. It sounded like the version of Predator that we've been impatiently waiting for all this time. And then the reviews came out. And with the reviews came the first batch of screenshots. And once it actually hit the market, even more screenshots came out from outraged Predator fans. The general feeling about this release is absolute and total outrage. Why? Yes, it includes all but one of the extras from the 2-disc special edition. I don't know offhand what that one extra is. If one of you knows, please tell me, and I'll put it in an annotation right there. Oh, that's what they didn't include. Having far too much fun with annotations. So in short, the Predator Ultimate Hunter Edition on Blu-ray is what we film and high-def enthusiasts like to refer to as a DNR disaster of Patton proportions. Patton is really notorious in, home video enthusiast circles, the Blu-ray release, because they applied excessive digital noise reduction to it to reduce the film grain. Now here's the problem with that. Patton was originally shot on 70mm, so even though, yeah, there was some visible grain, it was so fine, most people wouldn't even notice it. It didn't need digital noise reduction at all. Not to say that other films do, but I mean, it didn't need it. But what the end result was with Patton was they used the excessive amounts of digital noise reduction, or DNR for short, removed all the grain, and now suddenly everything in this beautiful 70mm shot Academy Award-winning film, all the people look like wax figures, because there's complete lack of detail in facial features and fine textures on the fabric, and backgrounds look like a smeary mess. That's not what high definition is supposed to be. Enter Predator, the Ultimate Hunter Edition. Just when we thought we'd seen the last of these fucking DNR messes, we get it again with Predator. Predator was filmed in 1986. It was released in theaters in 1987. 1986 was the era of super cheap film stock. It looks grainy as hell. Now in the case of Predator, most people would argue it kind of adds something to the overall look and atmosphere of it to have the grain. It gives it a dirty grittiness. I mean, you're in the middle of this dirty, muddy jungle, and having the grain just kind of adds to the texture of the film. So if anything, Predator is one that actually looks really good grainy. It's supposed to look like that. That's the type of film stock that was used. That's the way it should look on the transfer. Most classic films, when transferred properly, have the film grain structure intact, because they're supposed to. If it's filmed on film, it's going to have film grain. In the case of Predator, it was filmed on very grainy stock. The transfer to Blu-ray should reflect that. What do we have instead? Some jackoff in front of a computer decided to crank the DNR up to fucking 11 and wiped out all the grain. I mean, you gotta understand, this was very grainy film stock to begin with, and they wiped it all. It is grainless. It looks like a fucking Pixar cartoon video game. That is not the way it's supposed to look. Yeah, so suffice to say, bottom line, I am not wasting my money on that piece of fucking shit transfer. Now, moving on to the Alien Anthology. Seeing what they did to Predator, I'm suddenly really worried about the Alien Anthology. Because, again, they're bragging about how they're doing a brand new high-def AVC transfer from the original film elements. Well, great. Are you going to have that same jackoff sitting in front of the computer, wanking himself with the DNR switch? Sorry, that was a little bit over the top with graphicness, wasn't it? But you can see how pissed off it makes me. I mean, come on, we're almost 4 years into the age of the format now. This should not be a problem anymore. If you're going to do a new transfer, do it properly. DigitalBits had a great article a little while ago where they basically reiterated something that I've said for months in my chat room, which is basically this. Blu-ray is still, fairly early in its lifespan. We're a little bit past the early adoption phase, but for the most part, the majority of people who own the format now are the early adopters. And who are the early adopters for Blu-ray? Who? Who was buying it right out of the gate? Film buffs, film enthusiasts, people who love, respect, and understand film. Therefore, you fuck with the transfer, these people of all people are really gonna notice, and they're gonna scream to high heaven about it. Continually fucking with these transfers is fucking with your current core market. Because people like me aren't going to buy it. And people like me are going to tell people who may be less informed about it and why they shouldn't buy it. Bottom line, you lose money. So yeah, all I can say is, on the one hand, I'm excited about the Alien Anthology, but on the other hand, no way I'm pre-ordering it. I'm waiting for screens. You know, I know that they're carrying over most, if not all, of the extras from the Alien Quadrilogy. We're finally getting the full, uncut, behind-the-scenes story about Alien 3 and the turbulent production of that one. And we're getting new commentary. So it sounds like the extras package is going to be fantastic. Just, you know, just when we thought it couldn't get any better, they've made it better. But the bottom line is, what it really comes down to is, if the films look like shit, it can have all the extras in the world. I'm not wasting my money on it, and neither should you. Send the studios a message. You know, write to them. You know, post in forums. Talk with other, film enthusiasts. I'm not even able to talk. I'm so fucking pissed off about this. So anyway, yeah. That's my take on Predator, the Ultimate DNR edition. I gotta go cool down and get ready for Rosie, who's going to be arriving in about an hour or so. So I will talk to you guys later. Until then, thanks for watching. Don't buy Predator the Ultimate Hunter Edition, and don't pre-order the Alien Anthology until you've seen screens. And sayonara.